Right. Happy Friday, and thank you for tuning in to On the Needle. I almost started not to do a video today because I really need to shave. And yeah, it's going to be taken care of tomorrow, but we're going to get through this video today. So, today we are talking about. I can't say this person is one of my favorite artists per se, but they definitely are one of my favorite producers. So if you've read the title, I'm sure you know I'm talking about Pharrell. So Pharrell is part of the Neptunes. Now I just like to say, I just want to throw this out there. So a lot of people give Pharrell, I feel like, the sole credit of the Neptunes production, but he wasn't producing a lot of those songs by himself. It was him and Chad, and I always forget the third guy. It was somebody else too. I think some of them were him and Chad together. Chad Hugo, I believe is his name. But yeah, the Neptunes and Pharrell are not necessarily synonymous. But just wanted to get that out the way. But this album, girl, before I get into it, I will say I got this from Half Price Books. Actually, I want to say I think I got it as a gift from Half Price Books, if I remember correctly. Anyway, I would have bought it myself even if it wasn't a gift. But love this album. And for those who are looking for vinyl on a budget, Half Price Books is a great place to go because they do have not only books but they have records as well. If you didn't know, the only thing I would say to be careful of with Half Price Books is to make sure you listen to the album as soon as you get home, or I'd say within the first 7 days or so. You know how sometimes you buy something and it just sits for a while. So go ahead and listen to it because sometimes because it's used, it may be scratched. I really lucked out on this one where this one is not scratched because this album, full price, I really can't find too many places. It may be on Amazon now, but I've had it for a long time. And at that time, you couldn't really find a new one anywhere. But it's pretty much a no skip, which is not surprising with Pharrell. I would say this album is not really littered with guests like I thought it was going to be. So, Pharrell, you think he's worked with so many different people. So there's so many guests that he could have had on this album, but actually there are only two guests, Justin Timberlake and Alicia Keys. They are the only guests on the whole album. As far as favorite tracks, I love Brand New with Justin Timberlake. That's one of my favorites. Gush, I love it. It has like this kind of 80s vibe. Actually, really, to be honest, this whole album kind of has an 80s meets futuristic kind of vibe to me. The song Happy from the Despicable Me 2 soundtrack is on here. I just want to say, I wish I wrote that song just to get those publishing checks. Man, I just know Pharrell could probably just retire off of Happy alone, let alone the other songs that he's written. But that song is on here. Come Get It, Bae. It's another one of my favorites. Really dope. Lost Queen is really cool. Lost Queen, and I would say Know Who You Are, the song with Alicia Keys. They're the more, I guess, deeper songs, or a little bit more vibey, yoga vibe, if you will, if there is such a thing. Those I would say are my favorites. Pharrell is just like in his own world. I don't know why he called this album Girl. I've never heard. If y'all know, let me know. But it's him, this artwork is just him in this bathrobe with these three random women on the back, same three random women that are sitting by a pool, the bathrobe, and his weird hats, which back in the day, for those that may not remember, I think it was the Grammy Awards, he had like a similar hat to this, and then everybody went out and got that hat. So I think he's definitely one of those trendsetters when it comes to fashion. So as far as the inside of this album, there's not a whole lot here that's just out of the ordinary or fantastic, I would say. But cool thing is some of the collaborators and I guess like writers, producers on the album are featured on this other side here, which I think is pretty cool. Um, Production and writing credits are here too. But for an artist like Pharrell, that's not always so exciting because all of the songs are produced, written, and arranged by Pharrell, unless it's otherwise noted in some of these other songs here. So it's not like you're gonna find too many surprises there in the songwriting category. But it's a really dope album. I think that it didn't really get the shine that it deserved, to be honest. I don't think there was really a runaway hit on this album, which I guess you could say Happy is kind of a cheater hit because at that time, and what I mean by that is a lot of artists do that. You know, they'll put a song on an album that was previously really successful and it kind of helps propel the sales of the album. And I think that was the move here with Happy. But if you take that song away, I don't think he really had any major commercial songs from this album, but it wasn't because of the lack of the music. I mean, because the music was jamming. I didn't understand, but curious to see what y'all think about Pharrell, the Girl album. Have you heard it? Did you even know it was out? Because I feel like it was kind of under the radar even when it first came out. And what are your thoughts on it? What are some of your favorite Pharrell tracks that he has produced? Curious to know what you think. So, also, we're getting closer and closer to the kickoff for season 2 of the Water Bear podcast. So, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you head on over to that channel as well, if you don't mind, and subscribe there too. I know that you will love the episodes from season 1, and season 2 is going to be even bigger and better. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and have a great weekend. Peace.